looks good too. That looks good. Oh, hi guys. You'll have to excuse all this. It's just I just got out of a 3-month-long starvation torture session here in hell. So as you can probably guess, I have a bit of a hankering. So if you could hold on a second, I'm just gonna order some food. Yeah, hi. I'd like pizza number 23. Yeah, pizza number 23. And wait a second. Violator. Hey, you take maggots in yours, right, dude?
That's it.
Yeah, that's right. And number 23 and anything you have with maggots on it. Yeah, thanks. How long is that gonna take? Somewhere between 15 minutes and half an hour? Yeah, okay, sure. That sounds good. Thanks. Oh man, I can't wait for that pizza to arrive. Well, in any case, it seems like we have some time to kill before my food gets here. So why not talk about something we haven't covered nearly enough on this show? Haunted houses! Because I love cheap haunted house movies. There's a very simple reason for that. When the average moviegoer thinks haunted house, they usually think, hey, it's a house where there might be ghosts. But when a scriptwriter thinks haunted house, they think, hey, here's an excuse for me to write whatever the fuck crazy shit I can come up with. And that line of thought is very, very easy to see in 1986 House, wherein the struggling writer Roger Cobb, played by William Catt, aka the greatest American hero, discovers that his disappeared son is caught in his aunt's haunted house and tries to rescue him. House was a very light-hearted horror comedy, and is still a really fun watch if you just want to see a guy run around screaming and clobbering monsters. And I know I want to see that from time to time. It's crazy, it's random, and it's so very, very entertaining. However, this is one of those series where things start getting really, really weird when you take a look at the sequels. House 2, the second story, was released only a year later, and was, if possible, an even more lighthearted story, featuring dimension and time traveling inside the house, and had nothing to do with the first one. Not to mention that the thing was so family friendly it barely qualified as horror. Still, it was once again a very fun movie. Then in 1989, the completely unrelated and quite serious movie The Horror Show was released outside of the US under the title House 3, a marketing trick that wasn't entirely unusual when it comes to foreign markets. This meant that when in 1992 a third House movie was being made, they ended up titling it House 4 to avoid confusion. So that basically means that the fourth movie is the third in a trilogy, but is the only actual sequel to the first movie. Try wrapping your head around that. And by God, is it an insane, batshit, crazy, nonsensical, scatterbrained piece of garbage. Let's give it a watch. We start out back in the house where Roger and his dickhead stepbrother Burke, who I don't remember from the first movie, are arguing. Burke wants to sell the house, but Roger has no intention of doing that, as it is a family house. Meanwhile, Roger's wife Kelly and the daughter Laurel, funny, I don't remember them from the first movie either, have an argument of their own.
No, you are not taking that thing home with us.
Please, Mom? Please? I already named him Algernon.
Algernon.
Yeah. And you said I couldn't have a real dog.
Honey, you're allergic to real dogs.
So why can't I have a fake dog?
Because it's ugly.
Okay, lady, as much of a bitch you are for that argument, you might want to consider the fact that your daughter is apparently so lonely and so desperate for attention, she wants to adopt a lamp for a pet. I mean, a freaking lamp! Who wants a pet appliance, much less a lamp? Lamps aren't cute!
Hey!
Oh, right. Sorry, Lampy. Right. As Burke finally leaves the Cobb house, we are also introduced to Ezra, the token wise Native American who, of course, knows everything about the spirits in the house and who I also don't remember from the first movie.
You have honored your grandfather's agreement. Now the spirits will rest again.
And by grandfather, you mean aunt, right? Because, you know, the house belonged to Roger's aunt in the first movie? And also wasn't located in what looks like the middle of the fucking desert? This is nonsense!
It's not nonsense. My grandfather took a blood oath on his wedding day not to sell that house.
A blood oath? Sounds like something out of the Dark Ages.
It's just a simple agreement from a simpler time. Nothing that Burke would understand. You know what he wanted to do? He wanted to bring in a wrecking crew and level that house and develop the property.
Well, that doesn't sound totally unreasonable to me.
I have a responsibility. My father promised my grandfather, and I made a promise to my father that I'd keep the house.
Why?
My father believed that that house was magical.
Your aunt thought it was haunted! How hard is this shit to get right? But while doing their damage to completely destroy what little continuity this series has to begin with, a front tire explodes and the family gets into a mean car crash. Kelly manages to get out and drag Laurel away from the wreck, but the car explodes before she can drag out Roger. And we later see her in the hospital agreeing to pull the plug on the respirator he has ended up in. Roger Cobb is dead. And this would be a very heartfelt and sad goodbye to a beloved main character if they hadn't spent the first 10 minutes changing everything about him. Shall we count the ways? 1. Where the hell did this new family of his come from? In the original, the disappearance of his son made him estranged from his wife. Even if I buy into a few years have passed and things change, or that Laurel is Kelly's kid and he just sort of married into the role of her dad, you'd think that when you rescue your kid from the ghost of an angry Vietnam War vet after he's disappeared for a year, that you would stick to your kid like glue and try to mend things with your wife. But no, they're not even mentioned in this movie. And Ezra is a completely new addition as well. And siblings, whether they're step-siblings or not, were not mentioned once in the original. Never mind this stupid grandfather business about the house, which is also now placed in the middle of buttfuck nowhere when it was a perfectly normal suburban home in the first movie. And yet this is the only direct sequel to the first?
Isn't that cute? But it's wrong!
So, again, I'm just trying to understand this. You go out of your way to completely contradict everything that was established about a lovable main character, only to kill him off and then replace him with a crazy girl who wants a pet lamp and a woman who has less personality than that lamp, and you don't say a word, Lampy. Stay out of this. Here's a hint, you fucking hacks. Next time you write a sequel to something, try watching the first movie first. Jesus Christ, who the hell wrote this? 4 people? They got 4 people to write this thing, plus 2 screenwriters, and none of them knows a single fuck about the first one? Are you serious? Were they afraid one guy wouldn't fuck it up bad enough or something? Look, I'm sorry for dwelling on this for so long, but I'm just completely and utterly shocked. Okay, I don't expect much from a 4th movie in a franchise in general, but I do expect just at least a minimum of consistency. They even got the same guy to play Roger. You'd think he'd speak up. Oh wait, they fucking kill him, so why should he bother? Anyway, after all that, we cut to a good while later when Kelly and Laurel, now confined to a wheelchair, move into the Cobb house for God knows what reason. Her father is understandably confused and sums up my entire rant about this movie in one sentence.
I'm not gonna love it.
Unfortunately, this is the last time we get to hear any kind of voice of reason, because this guy wisely gets on a plane and flies the hell away before he gets stuck in the movie. Godspeed, sir. During renovation of the house, we are then introduced to yet another character, namely Vernon the housekeeper, who despite being incredibly annoying, manages to ask the only question on the audience's mind at this point.
So you just moved into this old place, huh?
Yeah.
Why?
Indeed. Later that night, when Kelly puts her daughter to sleep, we're reminded of, that guy that died, when she asks if Daddy is happy in heaven.
Do you think he misses us?
I think Dad is happy. And I think he's watching over us.
Yeah, I think Roger is watching you guys too. Though he's probably doing it something like this. Oh God, oh Jesus, what the fuck happened to my series? The next day they hold a yard sale to get rid of some of the Indian stuff inside of the house. During this, Roger's brother returns, and in case we forgot or hadn't noticed that he was evil, he kicks over a kid's bike and wrecks the fence while wearing a dorky hat. He still wants the house, and they argue about who the house actually transferred to when Roger died.
My money's not good enough for you, huh? Kelly, Roger's dead. You're all alone. And I want this house.
After pulling a bit of an asshole move, Burke leaves and Kelly goes inside to find that Roger's ashes have fallen to the floor. She sits down to clean it up when suddenly...
Cub, are you alright?
Oh yeah, sure. I always stand in the middle of my living room and scream in terror at this time of day. It's sort of a little ritual I have. It's no big deal. What the fuck do you think? So seeing that Kelly is obviously upset, Vernon offers her to talk to her about her problems. And they do and seem to become pretty good friends. But just as Kelly opens the door to let Vernon outside for the evening...
I'm your pizza man. I'm your pizza man.
Ah! Evil! He's evil!
I'm your pizza man.
Stop being so happy! He's too happy! Why is he so happy?
Your pizza will be cold cause I keep it
Stop
heated
laughing!
up.
He's not funny! He's creepy! Why is he singing? No pizza man should be that happy! Oh my god, get out!
Don't forget to call your favorite pizza man. $12.50, please.
What? It's money you want? Here's my money! Fucking take my money! Just get out! Get out! Oh my god. Whew. He's finally gone. Man, that was probably the scariest thing in the whole fucking movie. Anyway, Kelly then goes to get some knives and forks so they can eat their newly arrived pizza. You know, actually, all of this reminds me, is my pizza here yet? Hey, Violet, did the What the fuck? Okay, why do you have yours when mine isn't here yet? Fucking hell.